Just give me the light.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, my Mexicans? What up? What's up, Mikey? Mikey. I got a sore throat. Talking all day. 60 likes, I only see 45, or maybe my shit's not updating. Alright. Is there music in the background? Oh yeah, there's some music. Who's in here? Adam, Ziggy. People just tuning in. Tuning in. Well, welcome. Let's see what's going on the charts. How many we got in here? Do we have at least 300 people in here? Yeah, there's over 300 in here. But we can do a... You guys hear me? Yeah, you hear me. We can, I think we can do a breakdown here. So, daily closed back in range. I'm sorry, weekly closed back in range, and then we drove down. Now we're coming back up, so we might end up closing bullish this week. As tomorrow's the last day. Tonight it's our last Asian session of the week, right? So if this closes bullish like this for the week, we might come back up, retest the highs with either a bottom wick previously made, right? Or if this effing thing will let me annotate. Right. We're gonna retest this area for sure. And just if we end up closing bullish on the weekly, we're either gonna drive straight up and then flip and right and have one of these. Well, that's ugly. We don't want to have one of those. We want to have one of these. All right. That's going to be a weekly candle. So if we see a rejection here, we're going to understand we're coming back down to at least the bottom of the range and most likely further. Or, like like I said, we're gonna have to tap this area, or what might happen is first thing we do is come down, create a bottom wick in the form of a couple of days that are gonna drive bearish, and then, you know, sorry, like this. But that's a lot of time there in that candle, right? That's the entire week in that bottom wick and a drive. Daily closed bullish. Closed bullish above the, no, respected the most recent, right? So, very interesting, but I still believe we're either going to range here or form a small daily candle, or it's going to have to re-break its own highs and then start coming back down. The 4 hour, we're in a 4 hour range. Let's see what we're mirroring. All right, we're mirroring this drive. That's what we spoke about yesterday. Okay. This is where the ranges make sense to me. And the overall range these are clean candles just driving here. Okay. So if we start breaking below 2031, I'm going to look for some pretty steep runners for the weekly to flip back bearish. We start breaking above 2038, I'm going to look for a drive 2046. Because this is clean below here, we can drive. This makes more sense right here. Yep. Personally, I believe if we're forming a bullish weekly candle, I don't think we're going to drive too far back. Maybe range, but not really drive back. Although it's Friday. Yeah, it would make, actually, you know, it would make sense here if Friday's coming up. It would make sense to pull back here in the next candle bottom wick. So this might be the range if the next week's candle creates a bottom wick in the first couple of days. Like that. This is your overall range from here to here. So if you're looking for good rejection areas, maybe at 2013, you're looking till 2046 minimum. Very, very interesting, and a lot of range, a lot of clean range for the market to drive on the higher time frames. Now let's just see if we can start breaking outside these areas. We're in a 4-hour range, and I want a 4-hour closure because, look, at some point, this candle here, right? You see that green candle? At some point, that candle looked like this, right? And ended up closing like this. At some point, this candle looked like this, closed like that. This one looked like this, closed like that. Right, so I don't want that to be on this candle, and it might not be. It looks like the market, right, is slowly, right, turning around here, making a U-turn. But really, I think it's just a daily bottom wick for us to come up, re-break the highs. We're gonna need a steeper top wick for us to continue down. So, not saying it's the next 4-hour, but we're gonna need some kind of push here. And I don't want to take the sells on the flip here. It can drive absolutely, but it held this hourly and 30-minute level, right? So I don't want to form a support here and then start heading up to 2038, right? And have sell stops here. Yeah, it should come down here, but the probability of that happening is a lot less with this level being held for now. If the previous hourly closed below, you could probably been in off the rip of the next hourly because it would have filled the range down to 29 before making a decision. Right now, it's kind of hard to do that. Yeah. Might fill the range down, might not. And the 30 closed above here, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. How's everybody doing? What's up, chat? How's everybody's day? Chillin'. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I got back from the gym just in time for the stream. I turned everything on. I smoked a J. I ate a sandwich. And I was just like, felt like a drag for a minute coming on here. Like, I was like, Durf. Again, I was just on. Now I got to stream. And then, as soon as I got on here, it snapped out of it, right? Like, I'm geed. Like, I like being here. What'd you hit today? I did chest and abs. Chabs. It was a chabs day. Gotta get down in there. I think he'll get in there on his own. Body armor is better. I mean, this is what I had available. I wasn't gonna just go take a ride for some body armor. Is your shoulder better now? Yes. Evening looks are we? We are well. Scareface. You speak Spanish? No, but my Google Translate does. G for dinner today? I haven't had dinner yet. I'm gonna eat after stream. Again, I had a big chicken cutlet sandwich. Nah, I mean. Nah, I ate a pretty heavy sandwich. Sandwich. Where you reside? Right near the beach, boy. What's going on? What are we doing? Are we breaking down? Are we arranging on this 15:30? What's going on? Chart. Fucking drive. Shout outs to you. 6 hours or something if you want, bro. What do you mean? You order from me or for me? I'm not telling nothing. Is your 1 hour support on gold at 2030.82? So 2030.82 is an area below which I think we can drive down, but not necessarily above which we're going to drive up. I think once we start closing below here, I think we'll have to tap 29 at the very least before coming up and getting buys. So this was really my area that if we close on the 4 hour, right, below 2032.7, right where we are right now, in about 35 minutes, I will take sells off the rip. The light's gonna work tonight? No, I highly doubt it. It's completely on with everything working and plugged in, and as you can tell, it's out like a light, which don't make sense, right? Because that's not what lights are known for. Not for being out. They're known for being lit up. Is there news that will affect gold to rise? Yes, just not right now. There's Chinese news. Can I send you a new one? Seen a cool plan. Chat, if you ever want to send something, just DM me and I'll give you a PO box. This way I know what to expect. And I can at least know who sent what. This will be interesting here. Let's see. Last rejection there. Drove it all the way to here. Rejection there. Drove it to here. Right. Rejection there. Should bring us down to unless we hold, which should bring us into here. It's just the way my mind's rolling at the moment. That's what it sees, what it thinks about. Don was talking about he wants price to hit 2026 and see a drive up. Yeah, it's a good area. 26. It's not. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's that he wants to see it hit 2026 and drive up. It has nothing to do with what he wants. It's irrelevant what he wants. He's just reading a market structure, and if he understands that we came here, right, or we just came here, and we drove up and we rejected, right, we probably have to come back down to the next support. And the next support is where? Bingo. Right? And once we get down to the next support, that's what can take us up. That should give enough, right? On the higher time frame, that makes complete sense. And if that breaks even lower, right? This is what he understands about pineapples, that if it's going to come back up, it's going to be the next support after that if it doesn't hold there. That's how pineapples work. Que lo que? What is that? It is what it is? Que lo que? So it has nothing to do with what he wants. It's just he's able to read the market. Whoa. Yo, how did you get back over here? Fucking. Slip the tongue? Que lo que? Que lo que? Perfect. I ain't slipping you nothing. Yo, why can't I hear the damn music? Oh, no, I hear the music. Alright, no more Spanish. It's too much. I can't translate all of this. My Discord handle. I give you 3 tries. But that's it. How do we clear this? Let's clear that. Chat, you think Don Vol's getting this belt done right now? He's at fucking Louis Vuitton talking about, nah, I need you to print me one this fucking big. Fuck the belt. Fuck these little tiny belts. I need a belt this fucking big. When you take that buy 12 plus runner last night, Mr. Detective. Feel better now? Gucci sweater now? How'd you meet Don? He was my cellmate. Did you catch anything in New York? Yes, plenty. Buys and sells. Wix, I'm waiting for you to beat Don's 50-0. I'm not. I mean, we had 17 straight this year, then we had 12 straight this year. Like, it's, you know, I'm not trying to be better than anybody, right? We say this all the time, right? You're not trying to be better than any other trader. It's just not trying to compare myself to nobody, right? Right? The hustle, right, is not against any other trader. The grind is against poverty. That's it. Get yourself out of poverty. I'm pretty happy with our record here for Asian session, 70 and 18. Gotcha, Toby. What you mean? You got 70 freaking wins on shit. Yeah, I'm good. Asian has been pretty good this year. Plus, you know, that's not counting. That's not counting all the success we had in the New York session. Last night, I took 75% of my position at 12 pips. And the remaining 25% of my position hit B. How many pips in total? I don't know. a lot. I don't have a pip count. So bougie. Why must call other runner? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Please clarify. Why is the remaining 20% call runner? It was the remaining 50 and then I cut a little bit more off, so whatever you have running past your initial position, once our stops are at break even and there's no more risk on the table, is called a runner, right? Once you take risk off the table and stops are at BE, you have a runner. Well, and you secure your position or secure partials. Everything that's not a full closure that's still running after you secured partials is a runner. Let's pay attention to the language we all agreed on. English. You streaming Christmas week? I'm streaming the rest of the year every day that like I'm not out or celebrating with family, and I'll let you guys know in the Instagram, in the IG. So go follow the IG and we'll be streaming the entire holidays. Throughout the entire holidays. So most of the days we'll be streaming. There will be some days I'll take off just because, like, you know, my daughter's birthday is next week. And, oh, this week. It's coming up. Wait, no, next week. It's Monday, I think. 15. Oh, it's Sunday. So her birthday's Sunday. And then that might chat. So, all right, now I'm realizing. So, private gang, I'll let you know if there's a Wix's table, if the Sunday Unfiltered is still on for this Sunday. I'll let you know in the next couple of days. Just pay attention to the Instagram. And because I'm not sure what we're doing and how we're celebrating, but, well, I am, but I'm not. Like, I gotta figure out. I don't remember the days. No, not her birthday. I just don't remember what the days we're doing something. And yeah, and then there's like Christmas, New Year's, like obviously, but like all the days that market's open and I'm not busy, we'll be streaming. We're not taking a vacation for December. Market's open, we're trading. Buy her a pony? No, she wants a fucking thoroughbred. Can't do that shit. I'll be over there like, one horse? 800 horses. One horse? 800 horses, because that fucking thoroughbred costs as much as a fucking car with 800 horsepower. So I'd be like, yeah. I'm just gonna go with the Ferrari. Get you a Mustang. We visit a farm. How about that? See, you can't let kids make that decision. My daughter be like, nope, taking the horse. Nobody celebrates, what do you, Jehovah's Witness? How do you not celebrate birthday? $10K or a bag of Oreos. Yeah, I saw that. Since I was not going to stream, will you stream the New York session? Most likely not. I'll stream where we stream Asian. I mean, that's a session. I'll probably trade. I'll still trade it, but I don't know if I'll be streaming. Maybe we'll work something out within Devious that like every day somebody will cover it or something. That would be a good idea, but I don't know if anyone's up for it. That's just a random idea. Maybe like everyone else, maybe like Inez, Huss, and Kieran and Elvis over there are like, yeah, whatever. Fuck out of here, Wix. We ain't doing that shit. But maybe I'll do it. Yeah, it's possible. I'll probably do it. Very decisive there, Wix. Elvis is going to Hong Kong. Hong Kong Hong. Yours is today. So's your payout. How's that going? Damn, this candle needs to stop driving right now. It's fucking this massive push right now. This is crazy. This would suck. Like closure like this would suck. Because then all your time frames in a different direction with each one holding their own support and resistance. So you're just in a range with no clear direction. My kiddos be 25 and 27 hot lawns. What? $600 watching. Yo, I don't know. It's something with YouTube. There's definitely more. I'm also seeing like 45 likes. There's definitely more than that. It's like it's just YouTube. I think you gotta refresh it every time. Something up with the like count where YouTube is just holding back. We've been past 100, right? Like, yeah, mine's not updating. It hasn't been updating for days. It just shows like at one point, like yesterday's stream, I saw like 2 likes and like 700 watching. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Treat me like the redheaded stepchild right on YouTube on my own stream. No. I love you, YouTube. Last year, I would have been in on a flip over here. Talking about it's a drop. Yeah, last 15 of this 4 hour of this hourly. Let's see. See how we close. This 4 hour might close doji and it's gonna suck as well. Supercar? Will you ever get a sports car? SVJ. That's what I want. That's what I'm saving for. Looking buff, bro. No homo. No, that was pretty homo. It's all good. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna hop off and try to sleep. Alright, that's cool. Appreciate you for coming through, champ. Go to sleep. We'll send you a screenshot of the profits. It's all good. This way you don't miss it. I mean, you can relive it with us. Just looking out, you know what I mean? Yeah, Toby, you can apply these strategies unfunded. You just have to be a good manager of risk. See, the thing is, with funded, people tend to treat it like it's their money. It's not. And besides the fact that it's not, you shouldn't treat it as it is. You should treat it as it's somebody else's money. Pretend it's like your friend's money. Lower the risk. He driving ships. Yeah, I don't know where the captain is. Captain, where you at? Trade your own money? Yep. Captain ghosts us today? Yeah. They be doing that. What are you looking for on gold? I'm looking for this 4-hour close in 10 minutes. The hourly will close in 10 minutes. And for now, it's been one indecision candle. One tiny indecision candle. And I feel like Eddie's been rolling that J for like 40 minutes. You see him on Zoom, right? Paper was fucked up. Short or long? Is that Bay or Sale 2.0? Short or long? This fucking candle. Amazing. Beautiful. Perfect. So far, everything moved except the start of our stream here and these 4 candles, which have made up this hour. Yeah, if you scan those down signals pop up. I have to type that into trading new. Season's greetings. What up, Mr. Camel? How are you? No point trading Asian session in December. Sure. Then don't trade it. Are we flipping the tape? We are flipping here. Check that out. The tape just flipped. Wow. So did the hourly, right? Yeah. The hourly and the tape flipped. That's a strong indication of the 4-hour close here. Which means if you want to show up to Asian session, be my guest, but I won't be there tomorrow. Our last Asian session before the week's up. I mean, you still have everyone else. Elvis is done for the week, I think. This is our last Asian, and then everyone else through the evening, through the night and morning. Do we take position? No. We have 4.5 minutes till the 4-hour close, till the hourly closes. We ended up ranging in that little box that I drew the entire session here, right? And this is the first candle that's breaking the current hourly lows, re-breaking the current hourly lows, and seemingly going nowhere once again. Let's see, we'll see what happens here. I think if we close like this, we might be in on the 4-hour candle here off the rip if we close with a bottom wick. Let's see if there's anything here. There is. Why off the rip and not top wick? It depends where we close. I think if we need to close below this most recent 30, most recent push. Off the rip, because I think we just grabbed orders on this hourly, right? We made that top wick. I'm gonna close back below this range that I drew at 2032.7, and below here we tend to fill the range to 2029, and I think with the way that we are closing, after arranging this entire hourly just to drive down here at the end, I think the volume on the 4-hour close can carry us down. But I want to see how strong we close here. It might come up, make a top wick, right? But I believe if it is to drive up and to drive against us, it'll need to come down and make a bottom wick as well. Or it'll need to come back down and touch 2029 at least. So let's see how bearish we close. And let's see if we have a bottom wick. There's 2 minutes left here. It might fill the range now, right? And if it does that, we'll kind of be forced to wait. Well, we'll reassess. Really interested in this close. We kind of rejected this area. It's pulling back up, right? Let's see. It needs to come down heavy here in these last 10 seconds. Okay, came down below, right? That was a 4-hour close, right? I'm gonna take a sell right here. Just took a sell. It came a little later. Came here. In the last few seconds, it kind of dipped down below this hourly level. And I think we're going to need to fill some range down. Oh, whoops. Hold on. And if it comes up, creates a top wick, then it creates a top wick. This is also kind of a gladiator candle that, remember the last hourly I said it closed at a support, but this kind of drove us out of there. For now, it's above these highs. I think more logically, it should be above here. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how we manage it. I think if we are to drive up, we'll have to tap 2029. And if we're going to continue down, then great, we'll just continue down. But if we are to drive up with this bearish 4-hour closure, and the hourly closing below the range here. I think even if we come up here, we'll have to come back down to 2029 to make a decision. That's it. That's the position we're in. And if this actually never flips and starts closing above the range, then you're looking for a bottom wick on the next hourly, right? Which should still come down, tap 2029 before driving up, because you really have a massively bearish 4-hour, right? So you would expect to break that low and establish a support before making the decision. The thing is, it could take a couple hours to do that, right? Be patient. Yeah, we closed below even the 30, below the 30, below the hourly, and below the 4. What percentage of your account you risk? Anywhere from 1 to 10%. You in sells? Yes. I'm in sells here. And in relation to the higher time frame, I mean, look at the size of the candles. So, right? Like, this is all we've moved so far. Look at the size of the candles. We haven't moved really in relation to the market. Barely moved. As far as managing risk and securing profits, right here, I think at the fill at 2031 flat is where I'll go break even and close half. At 2031 flat, that'll be 10 pips. And that's also the next support. That's our advantage point. What do you mean? What's your TP saying? TP is the bottom of the next range, so if we start driving here and we break the lows, right? I mean, we're in good position for runners if this is enough volume. I just doubt there'll be enough volume to actually drive further downhill, and probably need to come down 29, come back up 2038. It'll even further, right? 2026. That's what I think. What I see. Who's doing the... 5, 15, 30, 1. Yeah, I think if we were to drive now that it's tried to break the low, it'll probably need to break the previous hourly high to grab orders to come down. Which isn't bad. What I see though is we had a really steep top wick, right? Last time, look at that. Last time we closed below here. Actually, it wasn't the last time. The last time the top wick came up to here, 2033.97, which would also break the previous hourly high, I believe. 2033. It would be right above the previous hourly high. See, it closed below every 4-hour level, hourly level, 30. So just put your trust in the higher time frame and in the fact that all time frames have lined up here, and be patient, give it time. $20.32.6 is my entry. Yeah. 34.9. So it rejected before, but I think even to the top of the range. I mean, we come to the top of the range. If it happens this hour, we're having pineapples. Depends how long it takes. But I do believe we'll need to come back down to 2029 areas before it does that. All right, 5-minute tough fight. Another try. This trade is more based on the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 30. I wouldn't be really looking to the 5 here for answers. You can look for indications, but for the overall, I guess, evaluation of the trade, I think you really need to stick to the higher time frame. Even though you can look to the 5 for indications of what it's going to do, right? But they're weaker indications. I would say closures on the 30, the 1-hour, and the 4. the stronger indicators here. Looks like a fake out. Okay, it can be if it's a fake out, but I think based on the 4 hour, then we'll still need to come down and break the previous 4 hour low to grab more orders. You just don't know where the rejection here will be, right? This will drive down anytime. Not necessarily. I mean, we close below range. And yes, the daily is bullish, right? But it also closed. Oh, closed a little bit above. It closed right at it. Right at resistance. And the previous 4 hours rejected and drove really hard down. So I think we'll have to, we'll need to tap the next support. How it happens is a question of time. Prices are chasing to the 1 hour fair value gap. I just don't know what that is. We got news tomorrow, it's just gonna range. Yeah, but the range is massive, right? So even if it ranges, this range is pretty big. $15 no top wick? Yeah, I know, but the 30's driving here. If the 30 had no top wick, I would be maybe interested in pineapples. The 30 and the hourly have a bottom wick and they're driving for now. But this may be something, right? Because it opened up like this. If a 30 or the hourly did this, I would think we're making a top wick and to come flip back down. No bottom wick here on the 4 hour. Show the big fat Jamaican J. I smoked one right before this, and I'm gonna smoke one right after this. SVJ better than FVG? For sure. What's the reason for the sell? The 4 hour closing below the range, really driving down in the last few minutes to take it off the rip. The 1 hour closing below, and the expectation, the understanding that every time we drive up, we tend to tap 2029 here before the drive up to the top of the range. So if that's where you tap, right, and you had a really bearish 4-hour, the understanding is you're going to come back down before it drives up, whether it creates a top wick first and then drives down, or whether it comes down and then drives up. In both situations, it'll highly likely to tap 2029. I don't say it will for a fact, but it's highly likely to tap there. But this 4-hour just drove straight up. So we might see it break the previous 4-hour high and then come down, right? But that's the next 3-4 hours. I don't remember when our last loss was, but it wasn't too long ago, a week or two ago. When was loss 17? Actually, I don't even care. Don't tell me. Loss number 18. But we've had quite a few wins and a few runners since then. All time frames, weekly, 15, everything is bullish except the daily. No, the daily is bullish. Everything else was bearish, right? The 4-hour, to the one, everything closed bearish, and then you had the little gladiator candle on the one. No top wicks. 2 straight 5-minute candles. Why exactly did we enter here and not wait? Because my understanding is before it drives up, it'll tap 2029 once again. Explaining it. This shit made no bottom wick. Just drove straight up. So I think we'll have to come down here at some point in this 4-hour. When? I don't know. Might be a really steep drive up and steep drive down. But if we held this resistance here, and now this 4-hour close, right? If we get rid of everything, and we go based on the higher time frame, if we held this area on the 4-hour, right, and we held this area on the very last candle, and we broke below, and every time we close below, we drive down. So if you're just looking at the 4-hour at the higher time frames, right? So we'll see what happens. I'm down 40 pips here, chat. Currently. Liquidity to drive down? It could be. It could be because, like, this is how we opened off the rip of the 4-hour, right? It could be. But then again, the daily flips here, so it could be a really steep top wick, and I don't know. I'm willing to hold it to 2048 because I don't know if it makes sense to 2048, but above here where it tends to reject, and it'll have a chance to close above 2038. I mean, or reject there. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, it's been a strange 3 weeks. Not for us. We've been pretty okay here, but overall. And another 5 with no top wick. 1, 2, 3. 3 5s with no top wicks. Hold on, chat. Yeah, the most logical stops are up there. We might move them. We'll see. I want to see how we're driving here, because 1 hour can't just keep driving to the top. If it does, that's wild, but I might end up moving stops if we start breaking the highs here on this hourly. Wicks might got plot armored too. We never know. I don't even know what that means. I just know that on the 4 hour, the trade makes sense up until we break 2048. If it's this 4 hour. If price reversed like it did without much liquidity, where can we get pineapples? It'll have to be the same way. We'll have to form a resistance. Same thing. Same way we'd look for a position. Same way we'd apply it here. If the 1 hour closes higher than the next candle. So we'll see here in about 35 minutes, 33 minutes, how the 1 hour reacts here, or how it closes. I want to see what levels we respect, where we head. But remember, the 4 hours, you can have the next 2-3 hours print bullish before driving down. It's a lot of time in this 4 hour. $15 closes here in 2 minutes. Can we flip on the 15? But if it closes like this, we need to see more drawdown, right? We're gonna need to see a top wick on the next 15. That's also the 30, right? So we're gonna need to see a tap of 2038 at the very least. Most likely to grab orders. With you, man, the straight. By the way, I'm growing my hair like yours. Any tips? Not really. Just the longer it gets, the harder it is to maintain. It's our volume song. It's playing at the wrong time. Where you been, Captain? This is the reason we're down right now, right? You didn't show up. If you enter now and it goes down, you have a much better entry, and stop the same bad. Wouldn't hurt if you trust. Yeah, but the entry, the cells haven't set up yet. Now that we're in drawdown. Hourly's driving. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna move these stops up. I want to see how the 4-hour closes. We're not gonna. It's very unlikely the market drives in 1 hour up there, but I want to see how the 4-hour and the hourly closes. Mostly the 4-hour. Yes, 160 pip stops, chat. That's right. You know how we trade? You must leave room in your trading for this. Yeah, daily flip, but I don't expect daily drive. If it drives, it drives. Ooh, 30 close, no top wick. Chat, if we can come up here and tap 2040.4, I will take a pineapple if we can do that without making a bottom wick. Okay, I will take a sell at 2040. Dot 4, 2040.2, dot 1, 2040 in general. We get there. That's where I would like a sell. Because now that the 30 closed with no top wick and the 15 no bottom wick, I would expect us to come down to these areas. Just let's see what happens. 160 pip stop, yes. At least it's a 1-to-1, right? The TP is 170, so. And over here, right? Remember, I just said whenever we closed bearish here, we've had a pretty steep top wick. So we will see. Problem now is if you come up, you can't take that sell off the rip at 2040 because now you've created a bottom wick here on a 30. Now, if it comes up there, you would have to wait for a resistance to form. Our R monsters are out. It's okay. We've taken 100 pip losses before, chat. You'll be fine. You're not supposed to over risk, over leverage, and put your trust in the higher time frame. Stack. Not yet. I think if we're looking for pineapples, we'd need a 30 closure or a 15 closure bearish here, a top wick to tap 38, 39 here, and then a bearish flip. Then we would have pineapples. But we would need a 15 or a 30 bearish close. Lots of time here, chat. Are you comfortable in this drawdown? Yeah, I'm not, like, every time I tell you the same thing. If we have to understand that any given position can see drawdown, right? So at no point should that drawdown have a significant effect on your life, or the position, or the win, or the loss. It should be the culmination of thousands of positions that slowly, but over time and with proper mechanisms in place, changes your life. Any tips? Yeah, use shampoo. Head and Shoulders. I hear you, PTR. Oh, 5, no bottom wick. Uh-oh. You see, it gets really tiring looking at the smaller. Seven minutes here for the 15. How'd you learn to trade? How'd you start? Somebody outworked for me, quit, and told me that's what he's going to do. And they got me into it. Did your game Crash Bandicoot? I don't know. I wasn't really into that game. You know what I played? Earthworm Jim. Books would take this trade again over and yes, I would. I would take that trade again over and over. Just the principles behind it aligned. Unless I can really tell that there was a serious mistake. According to what we do, yeah. Well, according to what I do. This 4-hour flips though. Just don't know if it will. We'll see. What's the reason behind your stops again? Because that's where technically the trade is invalid. That's where if we're breaking those highs, we're right now in this time frame, in this time span, like while we don't have any other closures with what's printed right now, that's where it's invalid. But if we start getting more closures and bullish 4 hours, then it might be invalid before it gets up there. We'll see. Two minutes here on the 15. We'll see. Yeah, just at the moment, pineapples don't make sense because I wouldn't take a position here, right, if I was trading. I mean, if I was just looking for a position off the rip, the initial position, I'm not gonna take a second one here. Gotta wait at the moment. I don't mind a rebreak of the highs, but I think that rebreak of the highs would be better off if it happened on the next 15 in about 2 minutes, because then we can see that as a liquidity grab. If it happens now, then we're going to come up higher. I didn't want to miss the initial drive down. I figured we're gonna drive down before the drive up. That's why I entered off the rip. And I understand that if it doesn't drive down off the rip and comes up, I'm expecting a flip here, right? This 4-hour candle doesn't really have a bottom wick. I mean, that's nothing right there, right? So you're expecting this 4-hour candle, even if it doesn't make a bottom wick off the rip to drive up or just continue down, it's gonna make a top wick and then do that. Hold on a second, chat. Yeah, the 15 flipped there, so I'd expect us to tap the top of the range here. What we do at the top of the range will be interesting. Yeah, off the rip, nothing grabbed, no autos grabbed. Shameless London session plug. True. Yeah, this is why I couldn't take pineapples there, because there was really nothing established besides, you know, some 5-minute range. The 15 never even printed bearish either. It did grab hourly lows before pushing up, in my concern, and no, it really didn't here. trade 10 pips. What you mean? Bigger time frame move? Yeah, I think so. I mean, take a L. I come back tomorrow and do the same thing over. Did you turn on your aimbot before starting? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what aimbot is. Wix is safe, yes. Drawdown's gotta love them. I think you need to experience them in order to grow as a trader. For sure. Sure, Jay. He gets aimbot wall hacks before he gets live. Oh yeah. No, I didn't down. I got triple C's. Cheat code central here. Minnesota State flag is changing, and my son is one of the finalists. Like he drew the flag. That's crazy. Got an artist in the family. Artiste. Right? Got an artiste. Alright, 4 hour. Nothing, huh? Double tap on the 1 minute. Tell Jay he knows what he's done. These are funny. This chat is. You guys bring it nightly. I love it. You do. You guys really bring it nightly. Okay, don't believe it. No. We believe you. I love your comment. Now, if we can close bearish here on the 30 in 7 minutes and then break the highs. Now I understand Don how he feels when he says that. But ideally, we break the highs one more time. Off the rip on the next 30. Chat's like, no, fuck you. No more breaking the highs. Stop saying that shit. But ideally, I mean, if we're going to drive, right, we need to grab orders. So we either flip on this hourly or the next hourly needs to come up and tap 2038 before making a decision. No, I don't have any pineapples here. We need to break the lows, Wicks. We don't need to hear about the highs. But if I'm being real with you, chat's like, nah, fuck that. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. No, we should be sponsored by Dunkin because we run on DDs. Ah, these were funny. Oh, shit. Word. If anybody here works in the back office at Dunkin Donuts, they would be a perfect sponsor for this stream. I don't know, chat. 4 minutes left on this hourly. 4 minutes left on this 30. Looking like the hourly might close bullish here. Yeah, it came down for 27 minutes here. It'd be wild if it did all that just to flip up. You only trade for 2 hours? Typically, yeah, I'll stay here a bit longer tonight, but I think 10:30 I'll call it, and if anything, the rest of it will be called in Discord. You guys know the deal. If that ever happens, I give out exactly what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, or before I'm doing it, and while I'm doing it. Anything that's pertaining to the charts of the trade. Hold until tomorrow when we melt. Well, my stops for now are where they are, but they might change, they might move depending on how candles start closing. Don't want this flip in the last 2 minutes, but it might happen. Alright, so this is how we're closing right now. If the next hourly candle can come up here off the open And we can tap 20, ideally 2041. I'll have sell stops on the flip looking for this. But we need to close bearish here on the 30. He didn't just say 41. Get him, chat. 20 seconds here. Let's see if we can re-break the highs. So I'm gonna throw something. Let's see if we can re-break the highs off this 30 or off the next 1 hour. Opening. Because if we come down and then re-break the highs, highly likely this is just the hourly, you know, bottom wick to continue up. We'll see. No, no more highs. I'm just saying from the way price action looks and typically prints, we want the highs. As counterintuitive as it sounds, we want the highs because this can just be the bottom wick for us to flip up and drive, and you don't want the orders grabbed here to flip up and drive. But the way it opened, that's what it looks like. It looks like the hourly and the 5 bottom wick, right? Because I believe the previous 5 closed bullish. Unless you can start driving down here, close bearish on a 15 or 30, and then look for a top wick. But the market would need to drive down and close that way, which is typically unlikely. It's not how it works. Not looking good on the one. Yeah, well, that's why I didn't want it to come down first. I wanted it to come up first, but you can't control that. I understand that 2038 is more or less a given for us to actually have a drive. $20.41 technically, if we really want to drive down. Yeah. See, that's why it's failing to drive down here. It came down first, so it needs orders. Can't drive down without grabbing orders. 5 closed back up the most recent range, so should technically flip and come up. Technically. Sell stops on the 4-hour flip. Yeah, I mean, if you're not activated yet, those would be great. Will it happen? It might not, based on the way we've kind of played here so far. What's your final TP? 2014. Just tuck here with us? No, I mean, we're not gonna be here all night. I mean, I'll probably see this 30 through. But that's gonna be it. Don't worry, well, like I said, everything I do is managed, they're called. Take partials. I haven't closed partials of anything yet. There was nothing to take. We never saw profit. But then again, we barely saw any drawdown on like the last 3 or 4 trades, I think. Or did we? I don't remember. I have a very short memory when it comes to trades. They're done, they're over with. That's it, move on. People tend to go out on like a revenge path. It's not beneficial, not healthy. Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't break the highs. We need to come up, break the highs to grab orders. How do we join Discord for updates through DVS membership? No, it's free. I'll do it in the Asian session. If or I'll say what I do in the Asian session in Discord. Discord's free. Just sign up. Or just join. Just join. 5 closed bearish. Back below the range. This be a top wick for the 5 to continue down. Free game. Discord's very valuable, yeah. Now we would take pineapples, let them run until whole positions in BE or profit, but we don't let our normal positions run that far. Sure. What do you mean? Just flip, you expect, right? No, we should come up to 38, 39. Banks manipulate to short here. I don't know if it's a good decision. Not yet. Well, personally, for me. It might end up being a good decision for you, right? Imagine we just drive down here, and by the time I get to BE, you'll be in profit. Just from my perspective, not yet. Discord link expired, can't join. Yeah, I don't know why. Same Discord, never changed. Why is the link expired? Already up 150, 50K funded. Yep. There we go. There's the flip. See what happens. When a drawdown check gets quiet, I mean, yeah, especially when you're sitting in it for an hour, right? But it's not the first time we're in drawdown, not the last, not the first time. You know, we'll win a trade or lose a trade. I mean, we're only a year and a half into this stream. We're only 4 years into the New York session streams, right? It's plenty of, you know, plenty of trades to win and lose still ahead. Yeah, coming up here. Creating higher highs, higher lows. We also see there's a big difference between New York and Asia when it comes to holding positions and what we see. So a lot of times in New York, I'll hold through some drawdown understanding there's, you know, the volume that's ahead and that's left over for London. So a lot of times we'll still have more chances to drive. For Asian session, I typically, if we close concretely on the higher time frames against us, I close out trades. I don't care if I take a loss because in the long term it becomes more profitable because I understand market will pull back further against me and then I'll get better entries, re-enter or redo the bias but it's not time yet for me. But we tried, right? It rejected, it tried to drive down. So which tells me it couldn't. Now it needs to grab more orders. Probably above the previous 4 hour. Is he shorting? No, we're in a short position. And we're waiting to see if we can get some pineapples. So we have a level here. Let's see if the 15 can stay below there. If we can get a top wick off the next candle and flip, that might be our pineapple position. Let's see how we close here. Oh, that's the 30. Let's see how we close here on the 15. Second entry will be if we re-break the highs and flip. That's going to be second entry. If we break the previous hourly high or the previous, yeah, the previous hourly high. Right, so the 15 has kind of held this level. If we can come up here, break the previous hourly high and flip, I'll take a sell. About to go play finals, grab my pips. Good luck. And flipping the tape. Hope this trade goes in your favor. I'm gonna head out. Yep. See you later. If you're heading out, I'm here for a little bit longer. Need to sweep the last high. You mean over here, 2038? That was the last high before there. Yeah, that's what I think so too. I think we need to tap that area before really breaking down. Stay for the straight. I would stay if this was like New York session. We had like 2-3 hours left. We can kick it here. But I get worn out. I get tired. But I'm not gonna just leave you guys, oh, whatever it is, and call it whatever it's gonna be called, whatever it is, win, loss, or break even, it's gonna be called. We stay, gang. No, I've done that before. Last time we did that, we stayed for like 3 days over a weekend. Yes, there's possibility to go down. I mean, while this 4 hours open, we are still ahead. Technically. The 4 hour closes in 2.5 hours. This is what we want, something like this. Regular highs and a flip down. If we get that kind of flip, then we'll be in there for pineapples. Typically drives without liquidity grabs are liquidity themselves. Are you gonna leave if it go to BE? I don't think it'll go BE now. We're gonna need more candles to print. We're gonna need orders grabbed. Just realistically, we're gonna need to come up more to actually drive down. I mean, it can drive down now, right? But I just won't have pineapples. But if it drives down within the next 4 hours, I'm not gonna close at BE. Well, it depends how it comes down there, but that's the 4 hour flip, right? If we spent all this time grabbing orders on the 4 hour for the flip, I think it'll have room to come down. Like the music relaxing when trade. I agree. I can add more positions when I go higher. We're breaking the previous 30. This 30 closes in 5 minutes. If it closes like this and we get a top wick on the next 30, breaking this current 30 high, and then flip down, I'll take the flip and that'll be my entry for a pineapple. Might repeat that slower. If this 30 closes like this, the way it is right now, right, if it closes bearish with a bottom wick, not doji, but bearish with a bottom wick, I will wait for a top wick on the next 30 to break the highs, and then as soon as it flips, I'll take a sell. Right? But right now, I can't do that because it might happen on this candle, and then we're stuck waiting for more. Good thing is this candle's already flipped bullish, grabbed a top wick, and came back down. So that gives the hourly a top wick. And it's also the 4-hour top wick. So let's see. Broke the lows, broke the lows. See, it's having a hard time driving. But if there were orders grabbed and then it came back down to this area, then it shouldn't have trouble driving. Where we make 30 assumptions for it to flip. No, I'm telling you, if it does this, then we do this. If it does that, then we do that. But we just can't get ahead of ourselves. Giving you a scenario where I would take pineapples. So when leaving all money on the table, yeah, just experience. With experience, you'll realize the situations where you need to leave money, where you had no choice but to leave money on the table because there was massive potential, or where you should have, you know, taken what you made. And typically with a smaller account, you want to manage risk a little more than with a bigger account. With a smaller account, you want to take profits off the table more often. With a smaller account, yeah. You gonna trade? Yes, I'm in shorts. And pants. I'm in pants and in shorts. Bullish on the steak, bearish on the broccoli, bro. That was the joke of the week. True. 30-minute fake out. It didn't look like a fake out to me. I think we're kind of stuck in a range. We never broke out. Okay, so that was the 30 close there, right? Closed bearish. We come up, grab a top wick, and flip. If it breaks the low of the previous candle, there it is. Yeah, then we can't look for a top wick and flip now. We'd have to establish another resistance or wait for the hourly. Close below in the 15, right? Believe me, I'd love pineapples. They were set up perfectly because we could have, we'd be break even halfway down here, but they just, the entries for pineapples didn't set up. If they did, we would be pretty close to break even. Oh, that was disgusting. That tasted like it's done. Entered sells late. Thanks for the trade. No worries, BTR. Best advice for trading? It depends on what aspect of trading are you talking about. There's great advice when you're talking about the risk management aspect, the taking positions, the newbies, right? For people that are just starting out. I always say, best rule of thumb is try to make sure all your time frames are in the same direction. Like as a new trader, that's key. Psychology-wise, there's so many things I can say. Just go through last year of my Instagram. Your Insta is what brought me here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gems on the Instagram, right? And there's a lot of gems that never made it on Instagram, right? That just don't make it there. But it's not about like what's the smartest thing I could tell you right now. Like everything, it needs to be relevant to what we're doing. There are things that are irrelevant in certain situations, things that are relevant. You have to pick up on what really matters for you, like what's going to provide you the most value. Eh, 2030.7, yeah, but that's not where my range is. It's not at 2030.7. Regarding the time frame, like demands, well, 5, it's lower lows and lower highs. Yes, thank you for correcting him. Just switch on demo. Happens. What's OBS? It's what you use to stream. Anyone think it's possible to not take pineapples and let it rock down before news tomorrow? It's going to depend on the closures, because it might not make sense to take pineapples depending on how the higher time frames close. All right. Wanted to start doing a Spanish stream? Do it. Why not? You'll always say that until you do it. If you just do it, then you'll never have to say, I always want it. You'll just do it and know if it worked for you or not. OBS don't know how to use that shit. Yeah, it took me a little while to figure it out. At OBS Studio. Sleepy as you know, I got up really early today too. I've been pretty tired all day. And it wears you out. Like if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of the computer. I'd probably walk away for like the next 20 minutes, see how the hourly closes, how we're coming up to that close. And a lot of people in DR want to start trading. Background music is going to be merengue. That's wild. That's really wild. Be mad tired within the first 20 minutes. Be a 20-minute stream. Yeah. About ready for the weekend. Just so I could sleep, which never happens anyway. Chat, give me a second since we're pulling a late session here. I gotta piss like a racehorse. Go to the bathroom. Give me a sec. And a 15 close? Yeah, that was a bearish 15 close as well. Yeah. Alright. I'm not gonna call it here, chat. You know what? 15 more minutes. We'll wait for this hourly. We'll break it down. We'll see what happens. And I think I'll call it a stream, but we'll definitely call what happens for the rest of the session and in the Discord. Chilling with your monster drink. Call it, wait, man. No, I'm gonna wait. Sorry, chat. I know like 700 of you just yawned, but I'm gonna wait probably for this hourly to close, and I want to discuss how I'll proceed for the next hourly for the rest of the 4-hour candle, and then tell you where to look in the Discord. Gotta have a plan, Mika. A little bit of profit, why? Because of pineapples? Really? Even if you took the peak there, it's only 24.50. Yeah, roughly break even. But that's if you had like a peak entry here, which I wouldn't have had anyway. If we're just being honest. Got in at 2035. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a better entry than me. I know. Have a hard time hitting runners. Just, you have to, maybe you're going break even too soon without getting an indication, right? The market's driving. Maybe your entries are a bit later. Maybe you need to start seeing how can you, is there an earlier indication where you could be in earlier? You know what I mean? What's your TP? I mean, I'm just looking off the 4-hour flip here, and if the 4-hour flips and drives, I mean, we're looking at 26, 27 areas. But the thing is, you see all these wicks here to the left? I think if the 4-hour flips, you have to manage risk at 29 and 30. You have to be at least breaking in because those are great areas to drive off of, right? So. Let's see. We need the hourly closure here in 10 minutes. And we don't know if it's going to close because the last 10 minutes of the hourly can get wild here based on how you've printed with no top wick on the 30. right? The 30 has no top wick, so it can flip. If it doesn't, or if it flips and then comes back bearish, then we're still, once again, we're looking for the top wick to 2038. Volume song? Yeah, that's our typical volume song. I know Wick's in his head like shit, at least close break even. No, no, like I just want to close logically. I want to manage the trade logically. So I don't let it get to me. And we'll follow what we do. We've been doing this long enough where we can just follow what we always do, right? Actually learned a lot more from you and Don when we were in Drawdown. Because Drawdown is kind of undiscussed territory. Is not discussed there. Like nobody wants to talk about Drawdown, right? So you don't hear a lot of information about Drawdown, and not a lot of, right? Not a lot of info out there, all based on drawdown of a trade. It's always like, oh, this is where we win, this is how we take the trade, and it goes into profits. And yeah, a large portion of our trades go straight into profits. That's true as well. Was no top wick gonna drive down mean? It means we should make one, technically. Typically. That's why I keep mentioning that the technicals here say that we're gonna re-break the highs before driving down. I know you guys are like, say it ain't so. Believe me, I don't want to re-break the highs, but technicals state that we really should. Yeah, see, it tries to come down. What was that? That was the 5 flip too, right? That was the 5. It flipped quickly and came up. That's an ugly 5 closure. Back in the 5-minute range. 4 minutes here for the hourly close. Once the hourly closes, we'll reevaluate. We'll see what we're doing on the hourly. A lot of time left here. And I say that 5 was ugly, it closed back up in range, so you figure you touch the top of the range, but how will you close? Oh, whoa, go back. Sorry. Yeah, the 15 flip. We want the hourly to close bearish. It's 2 minutes here. We don't want the hourly to flip. We do want it to come up off the rip on the next hourly to break the highs and then flip bearish, like I pointed out before here. But we do not want this hourly to close bull. 2 minutes here. It might. Because if it closes bull, there's a lot more waiting. I'm going to call it a stream either way, but there's a lot more waiting. You're going to need more candles to print at resistance. Don't want a doji candle either. I really wanted a bearish hourly. Yeah, there's the flip. We'll see how it closes. Literally flipped in the last 3 minutes. But I'm not closing out positions here on the close of this hourly. I still have my positions running. $40 seconds here, chat. Let's see how we close. Hold on. All right, 10 seconds here. All right, 30. Stayed below. So the hourly's closed bearish. This is good. This is good. Now, if we can come up, break the hourly highs, and then flip bearish, I would be very interested, in sells. 5 minutes. I want to see if it sets up now. If it doesn't, then I'm calling a 1 hour fake out. Possible. Headed to sleep. See you tomorrow. Yeah. See you tomorrow then. Wait, no. Oh yeah. No Asian session tomorrow, but I'll be on Dombo's stream. I got the GGs right. Jitters are real. Would you take buys if you weren't in sells? No, wouldn't take buys here. Not with the previous 4 hour being that bear. For buys, I would probably be waiting for the 4 hour close. You know what I'm gonna do here? Chat, like, what are you gonna do, Wix? I wanted to break the highs for sells here. It's flipped. Technically should break that, right? 34. Bearish close. I think now it's gonna fly. There's so many things that need to happen. Those are really weak bullish close. We must break highs to drive. We've tried. From the current point where we're at, we've tried to drive and we couldn't. Maybe I'd love it for it to come down now, but the chances of that happening off these candles, a drive down, so a little less likely than if we were to tap 2038 and then come down here. this shit now made a bottom wick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It, like on the, depending on the time frame you look at, it's ranging in a smaller, right, a small time frame range. But for the higher time frames to draw it, we need to grab orders. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's taking forever. Chat, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go grab my weed maker. Weed maker. My grinder. And I think we'll call it a stream, or maybe we'll just call it a stream here. I hope everyone has the Discord. If you don't, go join our Discord. I'm gonna call the remainder of what happens in the Discord. My weed maker. Yeah, I don't know. The grinder, the shit that breaks it down for me. Yeah, because this is gonna take a long time to play out, and I'll call it. And if it starts closing against us in the 4 hour above 2038, then I mean, there's a chance we'll call it there. But for now, my trade is still open, and I'm looking to come up to 2038 before flipping back bearish to come down or to take some pineapples. All right, but if the 4 hour, let's say around midnight, around 1 p.m. starts 1 a.m. starts closing above 2040s here, then I'll probably look to close positions or manage risk. We'll see. For now, this is what it looks like. The Discord is open for everyone, and go to the Asian session. That's where I'll post. Where anything I post will be in the Asian session. All right, chat. So I want the highs to be broken here because I'm looking for a rejection at 38 before we can take pineapples. Why you running away? Why run? It's fucking 11 midnight, and I got 3 kids. One of them who's still waiting for me. So mainly that. I just don't want to sit here. But if we take a L, obviously we'll say, hey, we're gonna close the position here, and you'll see that on the Discord, and I'll say how many pips and all that fun stuff, right? And then we'll add it to our record. Yes. Join in the Discord. I'll see you guys there, just like that. Another Asian session is in the books, chat. I was waiting for you to say it. Later. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, Zoom. Thank you guys for coming through and hanging out. Mods, thank you so much. I forgot to say thank you. I got a 6-year-old staring at me. But yeah, mods, thank you for coming through. Thank you for helping me run this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not closing out the trade here. I'm going to wait. Most likely, I want to see this 4 hour through to see where it closes if we don't flip here. Because if we keep rejecting 2038 and closing bearish on the small time frame, my anticipation is to have pineapples there. All right, I'll see you guys in the Asian session Discord, regardless what happens here. All right, good night, everybody.